At the poetic chat and chew, we're gonna have a good time. At the poetic chat and chew. Welcome to the Poetic Chat and Chew, the show where you are the star. Today's guest is Dr. Jenine Lowery. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And thank you so much for having me on this show.
Good. This is a special show. It's very important, very informative, and we are glad to have her on the show to enlighten us about the mental health profession and advocacy for such. Thank you, Dr. Jenine Lowery. Okay, my first question is, I got to know, what was your decision to become a mental health therapist?
Oh, this is an easy question. So, in addition to being a licensed therapist, I am also a certified school counselor. I have been a school counselor for a little over 20 years, and I love working with the children. I'm certified K through 12, so I have worked with every grade. And one day, not just one day, it happened quite often, but one day I got the idea because quite often parents would contact me to let me know that something was going on with little Johnny or little Mary, and they would want me to bring the child or student into my office to have a conversation. And what I love about what I do is I am very personable with my students. I'm not this type of school counselor that sits behind a desk and just waits for something to happen. If I'm in a K to 4 school, you'll see me in the lunchroom. You'll see me at recess. If I am at a middle school or high school, you'll see me periodically in your classroom. A lot of times I teach character education, so the students get to know me really well. So when I pull students into my office, they are very forthcoming with not only what's going on with them, but what's going on in their household. So parents, when you tell your children, don't go to school and tell all my business, because you know a lot of parents say that when they have a school counselor like me, they're going to tell me your business. Trust me when I tell you, they are definitely going to tell me your business. The little kids like to call me the secret keeper. Because when I know, isn't it? Because when I go into their classrooms, I always tell them, listen, you can tell me anything that's going on with you as long as you don't tell me that someone is hurting you or you are hurting someone. I can keep all of those secrets. So they start saying, ooh, she's the secret keeper. So one day in particular, I had a phone call, like I said. Mom calls and she's like, listen, I really want you to talk to my child. And, they were just talking about how something pretty scary was going on in the household for them. Just so happens this particular, how about if I make up a scenario? Because we don't want to say, don't want to say what that particular student said. So we're going to make up a scenario. So this is the made up scenario that will help you get a general idea what something they might say. So they're telling me, mommy is having an affair. No, seriously. They would tell me all kinds of things. Mommy's having an affair. And when she goes to have this said affair, she takes me with her and I can't tell daddy. Okay. Wow. So just imagine you're a little child and you have to keep that type of secret. And you know that your mother or even your father, because this is a made up scenario, remember, is doing something that they should not be doing. And a lot of times with children, they won't say what's on their mind. They will act out with their behavior.
True.
So, yeah. So needless to say, the answer to the question is I realized in that moment, in those several moments, because it happened so many times, that if I was a licensed therapist, I was a school counselor at the time, that I could help the children by helping the parents because everything comes from the root.
Right.
Yeah. So I actually specialize in individuals who have concerns within their relationship. As a licensed therapist, it's called relationship recovery. So I work with divorce attorneys, um, individuals who have had some sort of domestic violence situation. So people contact me to sit with women and men who have experienced some sort of break within the relationship. And it's not even always necessarily from a partner. Sometimes I work with individuals who've had concerns with their family members. They may have a mother or a father who has narcissistic tendencies, and they have decided that they can no longer be in that relationship with their parent, or sometimes even with a sibling. Two sisters, I've had that instance more than once. Two sisters, two brothers, they've decided, listen, we're going to have a break within our relationship due to one or the other may have a mental health concern, but there's a sense of grief and loss that goes along with relationship recovery. So a lot of my clients, they suffer from anxiety, depression, as it relates to no longer being connected with that person that they love.
Wow.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So the children, I started out, like I said, I'm still a school counselor, just helping children and realizing that if I help the adults that take care of the children, that, they will in turn be better people to raise these children. So I love kids, and that's my way of helping the community.
That's interesting. I work with kids too, and I'm not a therapist, but I had to be. But that is really spot on. I mean, like, kids go through so much.
Oh yeah.
And then the parents, then you don't realize that the parents have a problem until the child says something.
Oh yeah, and I've heard a lot.
And then it's like, uh-oh. So I understand, like, from what you just said, it's like if you help the parents, then you're also helping the child.
Absolutely.
So right on, sister.
Thank you.
Go on, go on. Okay, my next question is, like, is there a critical need for more people of color to become mental health therapists?
Oh yeah. Oh yes, for sure. The thing about it is we all, whether you're of color or not, we all want to have a therapist who understands our culture. That's just by nature. You want someone who, you can relate to. And because of the statistics of how many therapists African American or someone who identifies as Black therapists in comparison to white therapists who are licensed is far more or less of therapists of color who have a license, who are able to accept insurance. There are some individuals, life coaches and things of that nature, but a lot of times people are looking for someone who can accept their insurance, and that would have to be a licensed individual because most people can't afford to pay out of pocket. And we want to make sure that person is culturally competent. And I understand that there are some great white therapists out there. I'm not saying that there's not, but we feel more comfortable with people who look like us by nature. That's just the nature of the game. Like I said, no matter what your background, you can be Asian. A lot of individuals who come from that particular ethnicity would prefer to see someone who they can connect with. So absolutely, due to just cultural competency, also just feeling like you can go into the office and the person has a sense of your background, your history, the trauma that you've gone through. So it's extremely important that we have more therapists come aboard, go to school in that discipline, get the license so they can be able to accept insurance. I mean, there's nothing wrong with paying out of pocket. And I'm not saying it, but all of us can't afford that.
That's true.
So it's unfortunate.
We'll be right back. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Because we want to know more. We'll be right back.
Okay.
After this. Welcome back. We're here chatting with Dr. Jenine Lowery. And she just blew my mind with what she said about why it is a good thing to have people of your culture as therapists. I personally believe we need more. So to expound on that, like I believe it, and like I don't know why people do not go to that field. Is there like a stigma or something? Why people of color don't go into the field?
Well, things have gotten a lot better, but I can say in previous years, and we've always heard like therapy isn't for Black people. I'm so proud of this new generation because I have more and more individuals in their 20s and 30s are going to counseling, and they're convincing their parents and grandparents to go to counseling as well. So I believe, many years ago, people didn't believe in therapy, but now with if you notice, we have like even public service announcements, individuals on different television and radio shows. Even reality TV has changed. You ever notice how now that when we watch some shows that they have someone come in? First show I noticed was the Atlanta Housewives. You remember when they had Dr. Jeff come in? To speak to the girls, and Nene Leakes, and she was, I believe Dr. Jeff was her therapist. And on a whole lot of different shows, they have therapists come in. So television and media is helping to change that stigma.
Well, I didn't know that.
Really?
I just basically thought, just like you just said, like, I've always heard, no, Black people don't go to therapists. We don't need them. We're our own therapists. Our grandparents, if you got a problem, you either go to your priest or your grandparents. And if you don't have grandparents, then you go to church.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was basically it. But I'm learning a lot now, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's been a variety of shows over the years. This Is Us. I don't know if you remember that particular show. Randall had a therapist.
Yeah.
And right now, a lot of people are watching a whole bunch of different shows that have therapists. There's a show right now with nothing just about a therapist. It's called Couples Therapy.
Wow.
You had Yama Van Zant. She had a show, and I know she's not a therapist; she's a life coach, but she also had like a behavioral consultant to help her with individuals on that show. And a lot of people thought she was a therapist.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, yeah, I mean, we need life coaches. Don't get me wrong; she's amazing.
I just thought it was just another name for therapists.
Oh no, there is a difference.
Okay.
There's a major difference. So life coaching isn't something that you necessarily have to go to school for. You can get a certification in it. Okay. A lot of times life coaches, they focus on actions, actionable steps that you can achieve. Not to say that they don't have a full understanding of your past traumas and history. I don't mean that. When I experience a point in our lives where we're going to need therapy. For instance, nobody's getting out of life alive, period. We're all going to go through grief and loss related to someone that we love because we're human. And a lot of times with a death comes depression, anxiety. You start to maybe even fear your own death. Because, like I said, nobody's getting out of this alive. Right. So, yeah, there are a variety of reasons, but I'm so happy that in this day and age, we are starting to go to therapy a little more often than previously. And we do have options.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you think we have more options than we had previously?
Oh, absolutely.
Is the field growing? Because who knows? I noticed even in my area, there was a drug place, but originally that's all they dealt with was like people on drugs and stuff.
Okay.
But now I see that the office has taken on behavioral health, just regular mental health behavior, but not just for them, just for anybody. I was like, wow, what happened? I mean, why now? Okay, you handled the druggies. Okay, that's fine. You handled them and their drug problems and things. But now I see other people going in the building. It's right around the corner from me. So I noticed the change, and I was like, ooh. So not all these people are on drugs. These are people who have a need that need to be taken care of, a problem, or maybe they felt as though, I don't know. I don't know them. I just know they go in there and they go for their session and they come back and they seem different than when they went in.
Okay.
Like they could be, you know, the look on their face is like, whoa, I hate the world and I hate myself and I hate da, 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 da. And then when they come out, pleasant, you know, like I'm so relieved. I'm like, this place must be pretty cool. Okay, in the morning, the druggie people go in there and get their drug, whatever, and they get their little sessions and whatnot, and then the normal people come.
Well, what is normal though?
I don't know. I'm just talking from what I observe.
Yeah.
Is what I observed. So I was like, oh, cool. So now they got a place. So if I feel as though I need to talk to somebody, I can just go around the corner and make an appointment and, you know, get in. But it was like such a...
Then you also might be in a position to get a licensed therapist to help, or someone who at least is interning at the facility and who is being supervised. Because like I said, a lot of times that's where we go to get our training.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a good thing that you brought that up, because that's a good tip. Because most people that contact me, they want a Black therapist, but because we're not a lot of us aren't on the Medicaid and Medicare panels, that is a way that you may be able to find someone African American and be able to use your state insurance.
Hear that, folks? Pay attention. Pay attention. She's telling you something. Learn. Pay attention. You need the help. This is one way to get it. Okay. Well, we'll be right back. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. And we're going to wrap some more with Dr. Jenine Lowery about the mental health system and what she does. I hear that she is also a mental health filmmaker.
Yes, I am.
I hope I said it right. Did I say it right?
Yes, you said it right.
Okay.
You said it correctly.
I want to know more about this.
Okay, so what I love about being a mental health filmmaker, first of all, let's be clear on what it is. First, let me just say this. There is not technically a term mental health filmmaker. I guess I made it up. No, I guess I did make it up.
Okay.
Because a lot of people would ask me, what do I do with filmmaking? And I only make films that are related to mental health projects, all my films. So I said, okay, well, I'm a mental health filmmaker. And what that basically means is, for instance, my film that I completed last year, and I'm currently on, I guess we would say a tour with doing, is called Black Female Therapists. And that film depicts the personal and professional lives of licensed Black therapists. And I recently showed it at Community College of Philadelphia. I've showed it with the Black Women's Roundtable in Florida. So I've showed it all, at a variety of places. And what we do when I show the film is we talk about different coping skills, because there are a lot of coping skills in the film. And it helps individuals see not just being preached at about therapy and how important it is, but they get to hear it from people who have lived experiences. And they're not just talking about their clients. They're telling you some things that they had to experience when they had to go to therapy, when they went through a traumatic event like a divorce and things of that nature. I found that people walk away with so much when they see the film. The last time I showed it was here on Baltimore Avenue in Philadelphia. And I had a woman who was in her 80s, and she told me that when she watched the film, she cried for the first time. She had lost her husband in a tragic, violent crime. They owned a store in West Philly, and he was murdered in the store. And she hadn't cried about it. And when she saw the film and she saw the therapist say that she, was able to release some things that was going on with her, and her therapist, the therapist that was in the film, mentioned how her therapist gave her permission to feel. So the woman that was in the audience, she said, that just made me feel like it was okay for me to feel some of the grief, and we all kind of rallied around her, and she greatly appreciated it. And, she had a breakthrough. So the film helps people have a breakthrough. I try to meet people where they are in my films. Everybody's not going to go to therapy. Everybody's just not going to go. But when I do the workshops in the film, well, we always do a workshop with it. Usually when I show the film, because there's a sound healer in the film who's also African-American woman, I'll bring a sound healer to the event, or I will actually do a sound healing demonstration. That's not my specialty, but I know enough about it to be able to share some knowledge and background information, and to connect people to the person in the film, or someone local who does that as their profession. So yeah, I love it. So this summer I filmed, I'm in production for a film called Stand Tall. And that film, I'm making it for children. And it's a way to help children have a better understanding of coping skills. And I connected it with animals. We have a giraffe, a rhino, and a sloth. So I went to a giraffe farm in Texas and filmed a good portion of it.
Giraffe farm?
A giraffe farm in Texas. It's called Long Neck Manor in Texas.
See, I'm learning. Go ahead.
Yes. And then
I'm thinking zoo.
No. Was we wanted to get up close and personal with the animals. And while we were there, well, within the film, how we're connecting a giraffe, we're talking about how, calm a giraffe is. We talked about how giraffes travel in groups. So then that way, we connected it with how one of your coping skills could be connecting with staying close with your family, things like that. We also have a book that goes along with the film. Then we use the rhino to talk about boundaries.
Okay. Is there a rhino farm?
No, the rhino was actually on the giraffe farm.
Oh, wow.
So that made it easy.
Because I'm like, okay, you mentioned these animals. I'm like, so how often did you go to the zoo? And now you're saying they're on farms?
No, we went to farms. Well, get this, the sloth, because like I said, it was giraffe, the rhino, and the sloth. The sloth, we went to Costa Rica. We just got back. We went to Costa Rica 2 weeks ago because Costa Rica is known for sloths. And we went to the rainforest and we got up close and personal with a sloth in the rainforest.
In their habitat.
In their habitat. We wanted to show how with the sloth, that whenever you're experiencing difficulty, sometimes you need to slow down and breathe and things like that. Because sloth moves very slowly. Yeah.
Like how?
Yeah. So we just wanted something for children to be able to easily understand at least 3 good coping skills. So I love doing this work, and the film is going to be amazing. We just collected all of our footage. The sad part about going to Costa Rica is that we were there. We all know that Malcolm Jamal Warner just passed, and so unfortunate. And when I saw it on the news, and CBS did a special, I believe it was CBS, and they were showing the beach that he was on, and we were just there 2 weeks prior. It just broke my heart. Yeah. I think we all grew up watching The Cosby Show. And it was like, I felt like I lost my little brother because I'm a little bit older than him, but just a little bit. Yeah, I know, right? But it broke my heart.
Yeah, because when I first heard it, I was like, is this one of those little fake news things?
Yeah.
And then couldn't find out, no, it was true. And I was like, Oh man, because thanks to Trump, half the time I don't know what's fake and what's not anymore. So
I understand.
It's like, nah, it's just somebody just feel like making up. That's what I thought. But then when I found out that it was true, it was like, oh, not Theo.
I know.
Not Theo Huxtable, no. And then I start, and not only did I feel that way, but I also start watching some of the old Cosby Show, and then I did what's that? Malcolm and Eddie, his show. I start looking up all of the shows that I remember him being on,
right?
And I start watching them, and like, we gonna miss you, buddy.
Yeah,
it's like this is heartbreaking. But like I said, I started really watching the shows that he was on. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, I remember that. Oh, he was so cute.
Wasn't he? Adorable, handsome.
Handsome. So cute. Yes. You just want to. I was like, oh, no, not him.
And to your point, I've been seeing clients all week, and all of my clients have expressed heartbreak over his loss. And we talked earlier in the show why individuals may want to go to therapy. Something like this has prompted people to pick up the phone and contact a therapist because we felt so close to him.
Right.
It is like losing a relative.
Yes, it is.
And it brings, it triggers some other things that you may have been experiencing. So this is a time where people are needing to go to therapy over the loss of a celebrity. It is.
Especially one that's close to our hearts.
Yes, yes. We lost a family member. We lost a family member. A young family member at that.
Yes.
54 is just way too young. Way too young. He has so much more to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love you, Theo.
Yes, we do.
Wherever you are, we love you. We still love you. And we'll continue to do so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But back to you and Costa Rica and the sloths.
Yeah.
Like, I'm picturing a big animal that's slower than a snail. Interesting. I think if you're looking for uniqueness, like instead of your usual travel places, go to a farm with a giraffe and a rhino.
Listen, I just heard that Six Flags, they have a resort now. I believe it's called, I want to say Sunset Safari or something like that. Because I tried to film there.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking, okay, this is closer, even though I had already went to the other place.
Okay. We're coming to the end of our show. I really want to hear more about this animal farm, but we're coming to the end. So we're going to wrap this up right now. And will you come back?
Absolutely. This has been fun.
Because we got to find some more information about this rhino and this sloth and this giraffe. I want to know more. So Dr. Jenine Lowery, it's been a pleasure. Please do come back. And where can we, if you want to give out more information about where to go, where can we find this information?
You can find me on TikTok at Dr. Jenine. So DrJenine.
Okay. All right. You got that, folks? All right. Thank you. And thank you for joining us at the Poetic Chat and Chew. As usual, love, peace, and kisses. I want to show you something hot and new. I want to treat you to the Poetic Chat and Chew. Come on and sit right down. We're gonna chow on down at the Poetic Chat and Chew.